Hey guys, I'm Adam from Akshon Esports. So, can you tell me just a little bit about your experience at this World Cup? You guys seemed like you were having a blast on stage, even when things weren't going your way. Can you just share some of your thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start. We had a great time here. We didn't expect too much when we came here. We wanted to beat Switzerland, and every map, more than that, was going to be our gift to our fans, who really they supported us a lot back in Austria. Yeah, we were really happy with our performance.
What he said.
I think for a small country like Austria, it's a really good opportunity to show their talents, and I think they really did that. I think we had the youngest player here, and he was one of our best. We're really proud of him, and I'm really proud of my team in total.
Alright, I got one. Hi, this is Chris from Overwatch Score. For all of you, how does it feel to be playing at the same arena as the Overwatch League?
So we want to start from the left?
It's pretty insane, seeing all the pro players and all the talent, the casters and stuff. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty insane to get a look at the backstage, where the Overwatch League players play, all the background stuff. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, it's the same that they said, and I was really surprised at the amount of camera work, the buttons and stuff. It was pretty amazing to we got a tour, and we got to saw backstage. So
I didn't play, so I'm actually amazed how everything is super professional. The dugout where the coaches sit is actually really amazing. You have all these different screens where you can see every aspect of the game. It's really cool.
Yeah, the thing is, right, when it first got announced that we're going to play in Los Angeles here, I was super hyped because I was yeah, this is the stage where the big guys play, right? So we went here, and first day, the whole world here just felt completely surreal. LA compared to Austria, anything like that, it's a completely different thing. And then you come to the studio, and everything is just this dream world almost. It's incredible, and you get to meet all these incredible people. And you get to play on stage, and you have all these guys cheering for you. They don't even know who you are, and then suddenly you play, and you get a super good ultimate, and everybody just screams, and it's incredible.
Yeah, it was a fun time. The Blizzard stuff is very nice, very helpful, and you got to see all the Overwatch League players and so on. Get to play against them was really nice.
Thanks for Canada. We got wrecked. Oops. I think the whole experience just pushes all the players. I think all of us actually played better than we played at home because everybody was 100% focused, and we got hyped by the crowd. We got hyped by playing on stage. We had really nice and tough enemies, but it was really nice playing against. They were really especially Norway in the end. You saw it, everybody hugging. It was so nice, and also the crowd cheering for us. I know we're the underdog, so they just cheer us up so much, and we actually took some maps of the really good team. So we are really proud. And thank you so much for the support to all the players, all the people cheering. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, Kevin here from VP Esports. First of all, just congratulations on making it here and participating. How important is it to your country in terms of the fact that you've made it here on the national or international stage? How important is it to your country and to the esports in your country in terms of making it here?
I think esports in Austria is really underdeveloped. There isn't we really don't have that many events. Our general manager hosts an esports bar, and it's I think the only esports bar in Austria, the only notable one. And basically all the esports events are in his bar, and that's basically it. My best. we got pretty much no coverage in any mainstream media. Yeah, so I think while the general public isn't really that interested in esports in Austria, I think the scene, the Overwatch scene, is really hyped that we got here, and how we performed is that they're really happy with us.
I can follow up. How hard is it to identify talent in Austria, seeing as how the pool is small, or maybe not a whole lot of people are playing? How hard is it to identify talent and get those people into the game?
Finding the players was harder than finding the talent because they're hidden. Like, for example, prior to the World Cup, we didn't know Mr. Jangle at all. Okay. And we had to find him, scout him, and then like try to get him on the team. Like just talking in ranks, seeing how Grandmaster is the highest rank. We like, I think the 150 highest accounts in Austria are spread between like 60 players, and like under Smurfs. So it was kind of easy to get the player pool to choose from. But picking the team then was tough because all the players had really good competition on their roles. So yeah.
So a little bit of a follow-up to all that. Something we talked a lot about last year at World Cup was the difference in infrastructure for esports among various regions and countries. What do you think can be done to kind of improve the esports scene and improve the infrastructure in places like Austria going forward now that esports is taking much more of a main stage globally?
I can take this one. So basically, now that we have played on stage, a lot of people in Austria will probably be hyped about it and try their best to get on stage next year. So that's something every player wants. So if you have more tournaments, if you have more like LAN tournaments, of course younger people will come up, like Eclipse for example, and he's gonna try his best and like perform and then get to the stages, because that's where you want to play. You don't want to play at home all day. You want to show what you can do on stage. So if you have more stage tournaments, that's like the biggest thing for every esports fan, for every player. That's definitely something, yeah. And
it's also, if I can follow up on that, the experience that you gain from these events is a completely different thing. Like you play at home, you play your game, you improve on your own obviously, you play solo ranked, you play with a friend or whatever, and then you pop into scrims, right? That's the next phase, and then above that is just basically all this here. Like any kind of tournament you can play, you get, like the mindset you have while you play is completely different. Because there's stuff on the line, right? You want to win, you're here to perform, you're here to impress these people, so you can, potentially get scouted out or something, right? So I think it's really important, especially for the younger people that don't get recognized because they're young and people underestimate them. And I'm sure there's lots of countries, not just Austria, that have talents like that just get, that under the radar and stuff. So I really hope that people get to actually perform on stage like this.
So since you have asked how we could push our esports, for example, you guys, America, you streamed it on Disney XD, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a very good step at pushing esports to mainstream media. And if there was something like this in Austria, I'm pretty sure it would help a lot. But we're still far from that, so it's gotta work.
It needs a lot of work for sure.
So I'll just ask another question here. Coming into this, truthfully, did some of you look at this as an audition for maybe playing in the Overwatch League?
I guess everybody did.
Yeah.
That's
to some extent.
Everybody knows that the World Cup is kind of the shortcut to the Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Because contenders is kind of rough, and then you have to play in contenders all day, every day, and then hope you get picked up. But I guess Overwatch World Cup, everybody watches, or most of the scouts watch. So of course everybody of us tried their best to perform. That's as I said, the shortcut.
Have any of you guys actually done any of the open tryouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of us have done.
Not all of us. I'm not sure if everybody did.
I don't think Drangel did you do open trials?
I mean, you already said that.
I didn't do either.
So 3 of us?
That might change.
I think most of us actually tried it, yeah.
If anything, I would say even playing on stage like this, because for me, for instance, it's my first actual LAN experience. Not just a local LAN or anything, it was my actual first on-stage performance. And I gained so much confidence from this, because I was going in, I was shaking in the night prior to the first day. I was shaking, I was in bed, I was like, oh my god, we're going to play on stage tomorrow, and I was super hyped up. And then the day begins, and I'm still really shaky, and then as soon as you get to the stage, and you're actually in-game, you talk to your friends, your team, and your coach hypes you up, the mindset just completely changes. Sure. And suddenly, you're so focused on the game, you just want to play, you want to perform. And that's a thing that, for instance, I gained from this event. This whole mindset of, I have to perform now, this is when I actually show my best.
Especially, I want to say our mindset was really good.
Yes.
It's something like this year, our mindset was really good. Even when we lost some maps, everybody was hyping each other up. We had a lot of fun on stage.
A lot of fun. You should have listened to the voice codes. The voice codes are the best thing, honestly.
I mean, even if we lost the map, we just hyped each other up and then we won the next map. So that's something I really like this year.
Me during the game.
Yeah.
Chris from USA Today. You guys talked about the rivalry with Switzerland. Can you kind of expound on that rivalry and what it meant to you to eke out a win yesterday?
Like, to be fair, we just came into this group stage thinking that Switzerland was kind of the
Most
bottom
underdog,
of the pit, and we wanted to prove ourselves. After last year, we went 0-12 in Katowice, and we wanted to get a win there. But the rivalry is basically just because like it's between Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, since we're like all at the same region and we all speak German to some extent. So yeah, we just wanted to prove that we are the kings of the Alps.
Yeah, for sure.
So there was obviously a big experience discrepancy between a couple of the leading teams in this group stage and a lot of the other teams. Taking what you have learned from this group stage, do you think if you had like a few weeks to practice, then come back and redo this tournament, that things would turn out differently, or you guys would perform better?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Since the map pool was all maps, it's really hard for a smaller team or for a smaller country to prepare, because the Overwatch League players are all used to adapting in a situation, and they've played all the maps and scrims for hours and hours and hours. But we practiced really hard for 3 months, but you can't practice all the maps, all the strats. So it's definitely something that we would like to have more like time, just to like improve on all maps, get preset strats, know what we do if it doesn't work. So that's something, yeah. That's what was really tough this year, because last year there was a map pool. That was nice.
Also, the meta in the current cup here now is completely different from what we were used to, I would say. Because like when we were playing, there was a lot of like double sniper. There was a lot of just basically tanks only. And then coming to this World Cup, you see a lot of Hammond suddenly, and like the good teams actually like try to use the heroes to their best potential. Like you saw Hammond and like Winston completely destroying first point on Anubis because of the double damage. So the meta was completely different, and like adapting to it for us was really hard on stage, because obviously like big boys like Canada and USA coming out with the Doomfist Sombra, that's a thing we've never even played in any scrims so far.
Or played against.
No, but we haven't played it, and no other team has played it, like at all. That's the thing. Like Sombra, for instance, is like one of those characters like the big contenders teams that we scrimmed prior to the events. Like they picked up a little bit of Sombra, but no Doomfist or anything like that. And they just played it like a traditional, you hack off the hack and stuff.
I mean, we expected it.
We did, yeah.
We expected they would play it.
Yeah.
It was leaked a bit, but it's still really hard to play against it. And also, I feel like the meta has changed like 3 times over the course of our practice. Like, so that's kind of lucky.
I feel like the better players, they always know what to do. Like for us, we know, like on paper, we know what to do. Like for example, against Doomfist Strongbow, we know what's good against that and how we should play it. But like delivering in-game is a different thing, and for pros, it's pretty easy because they play against players that punish every single mistake all the time, and they're used to adapting, and they're used to like just making split decisions and like,
yeah.
That's time for a warm-up.
Alright, I always ask every player that I meet this, so I'm just wondering how you guys came up with your gamer names.
So for me it was, if you know the movie Austin Powers, there's this guy called Mini-Me, and I changed it a bit and just took it pretty much.
My story isn't really entertaining. It was just like, I couldn't think of anything, so I typed in what? And a game I used to play, had a 4-character limit, so I added a song. That's it.
So a long time ago I was like super into like universe stuff, planets and stuff, so I just chose Eclipse because I thought eclipses are cool. Now I regret it because everybody is named Eclipse for some reason.
The bingo part is from Inglourious Basterds, because Christoph Waltz is basically the only famous Austrian actor right now. So that kind of stuck, and the Uber part is from Team Fortress 2. And the whole numbers thing is because I was an edgy 12-year-old back then.
Well, currently you can't see my name because I've screwed up the size of my jersey. So my name is Steven, and that's from another game actually. It's an indie game called I guess the original name has a not safe for work name. But it's from basically The Binding of Isaac, and there's a character like that. It's a black guy with like a white mouth, and he screams at you. His name is Steven. So I basically picked that up.
My name is Mr. Draenor. And my own story is I'm Mr. and I like dragons, and I played Long.
Okay. I was like, when I was 15, 16, I was DJing, and then I went to a gig, and they were like, "What's your DJ name?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then it just came up in my head. I was like, "Okay, let's take this one." So I kept it until now.
Well, thanks so much for your guys' time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Your Clara is amazing. I didn't realize who you were.
I mean, I choked a lot on stage.
You built up those barrages yesterday.
I mean, I did, but that was because...
Then he threw them away.
I did choke a lot on
You still did really well. It was very impressive.
Thanks.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you.